All right, we back in the building. We back in the building. Salute to everybody that's here. You already know I'm Blue Devil, and today we back with another video reaction. Now, look, this is the noon drop. Salute to everybody that pulled up and was watching the 9 a.m. drop. And if you haven't, go and click here if it pops up. If not, look down below in the description. If not, look right here, bro. It should be right here somewhere. The video that I dropped at 9 a.m., which I already forgot, was Avalon versus Playboys. Go check it out. Show some love, right? But today's video, right now's video, it is Neil the Zod, bro, talking about Thumps from up north. We all know Neil the Zod hates the Norts. He despises them. He'll never get along with them. He'll never have a conversation with them. Remember The Simpsons? Remember when Homer would grab Bart and he would grab him by the neck and just shake him? That's Neil the Zod, and Bart is actually Thumps, bro. You feel me? And in this video, he talking about the whole Rich Rabbit thing, where Rich Rabbit exposed Thumps' father for being a predator. And I seen this little clip on Crazy Hood Media, but I wanted to come see the original and see what was going on. All right, so we're going to watch this video and see what Zod is talking about. Salute to Zod. I rock with the homie. You know, we had him here. He a black Southsider. He from the Valley. I like to say that I revived his career. He was dead in the water, and I don't mean that in a bad way or a disrespectful way. I just mean he was out the game. And I've been watching the homie since back then. And I said, you know what? We gotta bring him on the pod because he's nowhere to be found. And once we brought him on, boom. He doing his videos again, bro. You know, I told him, I believe in you, fool. We need you out here. We need you out here, big dog. All right, so let's go ahead and watch that video. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I do got a 3 p.m. drop. It's the Mexican streamer that got blasted in the face in Sinaloa. Pull up at 3 p.m. And let's not forget, 8 p.m., we're going to give you the Why You Hating podcast, episode 7, I believe. Okay, Doe Hunter going to be here. He better be here. Serio 2 times will be here. Opina better be here. He got to lead by example. And, I mean, I live here, fool. I can't go nowhere. All right. If you believe what I just said, bro, and I see it in the comments somewhere, you a goofy, bro. I want to go home. I want to go home. Who remembers that Sugar Free song? Man, Blue Devil, shut the fuck up. Press play.
Send me these videos, and they always send me videos of fools that don't necessarily like me, or some stupid chap that's running his mouth, or that one dope fiend ass fool that just makes videos about every homie and their mamas, like. And then, you know, there's just so much out there that I just don't even pay attention to. Plus, I be trying to get my money, though. I'm gonna be honest, I got bills to pay, and
True.
I just ain't got no time really for the fuckery. Now, let me just get into this video because, you know, it's...
Hold on real quick, bro. He said get into the money. I'm not going to lie to everybody watching this. If you ever see me delivering DoorDash, know that I'm trying to get to the money too. And I'm not throwing no shot at the homie. I don't know what he does. I mean in the way, because I'm trying to get to the money too, bro. And I'm tired of making videos. I want to do something again, fool. Like I don't want to get... Man, why do I got to turn this about me? Blue Devil's a fucking narcissist piece of shit. Got to turn everything about him. Let's get back to the video, bro. DoorDash coming soon.
Funny, like this dude, you know, we'll just say the little dirty chap. He went out of his way, dude, to bring up what these informants were talking about when he was like, oh, this fool's a sangre. He was shooting my pictures around, never showing both sides, because he didn't want to, you know, of course he didn't want to expose that there was 2 different gang signs. So we know, like, and people have tried to run with that narrative so many times that it got shut down. But for...
Okay, what he's talking about, for those that don't know, real quick, let me put you up on game. He a Southsider. This homie a Southsider. He a Sureno. Not even a Southsider. He a Sureno. He from the South, right? But there's pictures of him from back in the day wearing a red hat, a red shirt, and throwing up a pee. Okay, he explained it here on the Hater World what it means. I'm not going to double down on it, but if you want to watch it, go watch the Neil the Zod 200 Boys podcast. You're going to see exactly what he's talking about. The homie was never a blood. He was never a Pyro. He has family from those sections. But if you want to understand the picture, go watch that. But what happens is that everybody that he don't get along with, they pull up these pictures and try to use it as ammo against him, because that's all they got. You know how they use that against him? They use whack against me. But all this is he say, she say, nothing. But in person, they got nothing. Let's go. Come on, press play, motherfucker.
the most part, I just laughed about it. And in this situation now, I was like, you know what, man? Let me just pay this fool back in full. And the whole reason I figure it's paying them back in full is because this lame took it upon himself to go through all my Facebook. So that means he was looking at my family and all this other stuff. Made other little stupid comments. Of course, he's a dirty chap and he's out of my reach. So, and for the most part, I just took it as if it was nothing. But now that you got Rich Rabbit putting him on blast, which is crazy because, I'm not no real fan of Rich Rabbit either. You know what I mean? For various reasons. But
the various reasons is Rich Rabbit said that he would go on a 50-50 yard because he would want to come home. Rich Rabbit also denounced the gang, I believe. He said that he not from nowhere no more. He is a civilian. He left the gang life in the past. He now wants to just chill and do his thing. And so those are the reasons, and he did have a back and forth with Rich Rabbit in the past.
The fact that he outed you so elegantly, I decided to chime in. Especially since people are like, hey, look at this fool, you know what I mean? But it goes without saying, dog. Like I said it in the past, there would be something about you that will pop out that you're not necessarily gonna like, and it's gonna expose you. And this is a prime example. So
listen, it's like that for a lot of people, bro. That's why I say like this, bro. If you got something hanging in your closet or like way in the back of your closet, don't come to YouTube, bro, because people will expose you. People will find your dirty laundry and they will put it on blast, bro. So I never really understood people that have dirty laundry and come to YouTube, bro. Like, fool, you're going to be exposed. Everybody gets exposed if you got some dirty shit. That's why I said like this, bro. I used to be on YouTube from 06 to like 010. And nobody ever exposed Blue Devil. I had beef with half the world back then too. What I'm doing right now, I did it back then, fool. But back then it was with real players that I would see in the streets. Now it's all make-believe YouTube names, right? Nobody exposed me then. Now that I'm on YouTube now, people try to expose me too, and they can't. Because there's nothing. There's nothing, bro. I'm a good homie. But people hate me that they try to make up shit, bro. They try to make up shit, run my name through the mud, say all these fight things. Bro, I'm not going to explain myself. But that's what Neo the Zod is saying. He's saying that eventually all your dirty secrets will come to the front, bro. And it's true. It's facts. We've seen it countless times over and over again. People don't listen. People don't listen.
I know a lot of people say that this dude is the face of the North, which is kind of hard to, see that because don't get me wrong. I don't like Northerners, but at the end of the day, there are some righteous fools that really was smacking shit. But this dude in particular, like your whole claim to fame was, almost unaliving a child. Now, you glorified that. You felt like that was somehow gangster, which you should have paid more attention to the older fool. But the fact that you supposedly talking about other fools squabbling, but you were 16 at that time. This dude was 20 something. What, 21 you said? So that means you were in the perfect position of squabbling, but of course you turned that down. But now that you're on social media and you got your little workout and all this, you maybe put in your work like one time in there, but we know that was forced. It's probably the only reason you were able to stay on the yard, especially.
Okay, what he's talking about real quick, and this is what I'm doing for those that don't understand. I'm sort of filling in all the blanks for the people that don't know, because there is people out here that do not know what's going on. The guy he's talking about, Thumps, he's from the North, right? And that fool, he went to prison for shooting a Southsider and then accidentally hitting the Southsider's son. Okay, so he shot his op, and then he shot the son on accident, and Zod is saying, you were 16, the Southsider was 24, you could have fought him, you decided to shoot. I'll tell you this is where I don't agree with Zod. I don't agree with Zod saying he should have fought him, because when you're gangbanging, it's all valid, bro. shooting a motherfucker, stabbing a motherfucker, squabbling, hitting him with a pipe, hitting him with a rock, whatever it is, fool. Like, it's fair game, bro. It's do or die, homie. It's gonna be you or me, bro. Now I get it. Some situations, you could fight, and then call it a day. You could. I mean, yeah. But some people don't like to fight, bro. Some people don't like. Some people are. I got a homeboy, fool, that's not a squabbler. He's a shooter. And I will tell this fool, he a little young. He was a little. Well, he's still younger than me, but back then he was a little young homie, right? And that fool would always be like, "Hey, fool, give me your heat. Give me your heat." I'm like, nah, fool. Squabble, homie. These fools don't want to shoot. And he was like, nah, I don't want to fight. I don't know how to fight. And one day, fool, I go, look, fool, I'm going to give it to you. And if you come back with bullets still in the gun, I'm going to fuck you up, bro, because you've been asking me to give it to you. Oh, that fool fought a 25 to life case. Ended up getting 8 years for attempted murder. And he out now. But that night, it was bad, bro. I feel bad, bro. I feel bad, but I don't feel bad because the motherfucker won't stop bugging me, right? And this fool wasn't a fighter, and he was getting beat, and he would tell me, "Hey, fool, these fools are fucking me up. These fools are fucking your cousin's fucking me up. They're fucking me up." And I'd be like, "Fool, fight, And he said, "Nah, fool, I'm not a fighter." And sometimes, bro, that's what it is. Some homies don't fight, and I give him the heat, and that fool came back, and like a week later, that fool fighting a 25 to life case. Got 2 motherfuckers, bro, in broad daylight. Salute to my little G, bro. Salute to my homie. All right, let's continue, bro. Let's go. Yeah, so I don't agree with Zod right here, bro. Anything goes in the streets, bro.
Having a crime that consisted of you almost unaliving a 10-year-old. But, that goes without saying. Everybody knows what was going to happen with that, which, for the most part, we know the real ones that's really with the smoke. They were going to press that issue. So, of course, you were going to do what you had to do to stay within good grace. It's not like you were just volunteering because you felt so strongly about being a super Norteno. Nah, you knew the fact that you almost unalived the kid, that it was somebody wasn't going to like it.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is that fool Thumps put in work in prison. He did extra shit to stay in good graces for shooting the kid, bro. So that way when his name did come up or anybody did want to question Thumps, it'd be like, nah, that fool's a soldier. That fool's been putting in work since he got here, type shit.
And that's the thing about prison and everything. There's some things that may go unanswered, but there's always that one individual that got a little bit of something that's gonna get that. He's gonna push the issue, and you're gonna get something for it. So,
and in jail too, bro. In jail, fool. Listen, jail is full of fucking jealous ass motherfuckers, bro. Mad, angry, jealous, everything, dog. Like, you go to jail, bro, and fuck, fool, how can I explain this? It'll be a dude that's a nobody in the streets. Like a nobody. Like a straight fucking sucio way. Like a dude that ain't never had clean shoes in the hood. Ain't never had a clean fit. Don't even got a car, right? And you walk up in that bitch, and you the player. You the fool with the money. You got the whips outside. You be fucking knocking shit down. And you walk into that jail, and that sucio, for some reason, is in charge. And now he looking at you like, now it's my turn to shine. And you did nothing to this vato, bro, except shine. That's all you've done, bro, is be yourself. But this motherfucker ain't never had nothing, and he's looking at you, mad at the world. So now he looking for any reason, bro. He looking for any reason, bro, to get at you, bro, and get you in a wreck. And you can't do nothing about it, bro. I mean, you can, but what's the success rate?
Of course, you're gonna do what you do to get off, whatever. But that's besides the point. The point of the matter is you pumped yourself up to be this stand up individual. But I'm just gonna tell you, dude, if my dad was ever convicted of pedophilia or anything with a child, he wouldn't be breathing right now. Like, I know some fools may consider that far-fetched, but just to be brutally honest, I don't care who you are, which family member you are. If you get something and it has anything to do with sexually anything with a child, you're getting smoked. Plain and simple. There's no room for that in the family.
Okay, now a lot of people are gonna be looking at this like, yeah, right, Zah, you ain't gonna smoke nobody. Yeah, right. Listen, fool. Don't underestimate nobody. Not your opponent, not your family, not a man, not a. Don't underestimate. Fool, I underestimated some punk motherfuckers and I got shot 3 times, bro. I almost lost my life. I thought it was all fun and games because we was up on the scoreboard. And I'm like, these bitch ass fools ain't gonna do shit. We spank them every night. And guess what happened? Was actually way more than that. I just got hit 3 times, you know. But that's what it be. So listen, if Zod is telling you that if anyone he knew had those type of charges, he would end them, I believe him. I believe him, bro. I believe him. You know, and you can only really take a man's word for what it is until he shows you otherwise. You know, and I don't think we know too much of Zod to be able to say he's a liar. You know? But to each their own. Everybody's gonna run their own program the way they run it. So basically he's saying that Thumps should have offed his dad. And that's hard to say because that's your dad. Remember the movie American Me? Don't look at me, little puppet. That's his brother, and he killed him. I don't know why I'm comparing it to a movie, but you get what I'm saying, right? So I don't know if the majority of the people would do that though, because there is people that say like, I'll never go against my family for nobody, and which is true to a point as well, you know. But then again, it's like that's your dad, but he did that to a kid, and he'd probably do it again. And imagine how many times he did it without getting caught. He just got caught that time. Because a motherfucker don't just do one thing one time, bro. Bro, my bad. A motherfucker don't just do things once. And that's it. Like, you get caught smoking weed, you probably smoked a gang of times but only got caught once. You got caught transporting dope across state lines, you probably done it a gang of times, you just got caught once. You know what I mean? You got caught fondling a little kid, you probably done it a gang of times, only got caught once. So, you know.
Now, who knows? There could be anybody. It could be somebody I have absolutely no knowledge about. But for the most part, if I have knowledge of an individual from the family that has a sexual charge with a child, he's getting smoked. So obviously, you being that super Norteno, if your dad was a chomo and you're within close proximity, you know what I mean. But of course, you know, I look it. I'm not gonna hold that against you. Like you went out of your way to try to ride with the blood allegation because and it's crazy because you got these fools trying to champion you on social media talking about.
But you know what though, even like Thumps has said on that pod, he was like, what that got to do with me? Whatever my dad did ain't got nothing to do with me. And in ultra reality, it don't. But like Zod said, if you're this super Norteño, then you follow the guidelines. And the guidelines sort of say no chomos allowed. I mean, it's a tricky situation to be in, bro. Straight up, it really is. It's fucked up.
About you're a stand-up dude, but you're not. Because if you were a stand-up dude, then any of that sangre allegation would have went right out the door, knowing that it's no possibilities of that happening. But of course, you went out of your way to tell everybody that shit, like as if it was just concrete. But of course, you say you don't like to smut fools up, but you tried and it didn't work. Many fools have tried and it didn't work. Now you're on social media and now your little buzz is starting to be put up under scrutiny. And it's kind of funny. I see a pattern there. Your dad was a chomo, you know what I mean? So that means he was a toucher, and the don't fall far from the tree. So now your claim to fame is trying to unalive a little kid, which is kind of funny. Not funny, but it's ironic in a sense, because it's like, maybe you see something in that kid that reminds you of the kid that probably told on your dad and got him incarcerated. I mean, there's so many things. Like, people could be like, that's just reaching that far-fetched, but who knows the psychological damage that people such as yourself have suffered. At the end of the day, you can't get around it. Yeah, your dad's a chomo, dog, and the fruit don't fall far from the tree, dog. So it's no wonder why you felt that it was nothing shooting a 10-year-old like that. I mean,
All right, look, Zod got a hatred for the North, so I'm not gonna continue to watch because basically it's probably gonna be the same thing over and over. Basically saying, you know, your dad this, your dad that, you shot a kid. Whoopty, well, we know what it is. Now the question I have here for you guys is, do you guys feel like Thumps should go and end his dad, or do you think that has nothing to do with him? I want your thoughts down below. I want you guys to let me know. Yeah, he should go off his dad, homie, since he with the program and he claims to be this big bad Norte guy, right? Or nah, that ain't got nothing to do with him, fool. How's he gonna be responsible and liable for whatever his dad did? All right. So I think the question we need to be asking is, Thumps, is his dad gang related? Because if his dad is gang related, then it's no longer a family thing. Now it becomes a gang thing. You know what I mean? It gets tricky, bro. But leave your thoughts down below. I do got a 3 p.m. drop. Sinaloa streamer gets smoked on live stream. All right. With that being said, I'm Blue Devil. Salute to Zod. Salute to everybody mentioned in this video. Uh, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you guys tonight at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m.